God, in essence, is the source of all life and creation. Creation is not an isolated or punctual event, but a continuous process that involves all spiritual beings, including human beings, who were made in the image and likeness of God. This creation does not only take place in the material aspect, but also on the spiritual plane, as human beings are, in essence, immortal spirits that manifest themselves on the physical plane to experience the learning process. Human beings were endowed with intelligence, sensitivity, and free will so that they could make their own decisions and, through them, evolve. Suffering is not a divine punishment, but a natural consequence of the choices that the individual makes throughout life. When human beings stray from the path of love and virtue, they create the conditions for their suffering. Spiritual evolution is a continuous journey that goes through several incarnations, where the spirit improves its qualities and learns to manifest its true divine potential. Suffering is a learning tool, and the true liberation of human beings happens when they overcome selfishness and reconnect with their divine essence. Therefore, creation and life are seen as opportunities for humans to grow, learn, and eventually achieve spiritual perfection. It is important to recognize that the imposition of dogmas and rigid beliefs often distances human beings from true spirituality. Institutionalized religions, throughout history, have distorted divine teachings, creating belief systems that prioritize human authority and control over individual freedom. Many times, these institutions have appropriated the power of God and imposed rules that have no basis in the natural and spiritual laws that govern life. True religion cannot be based on dogma, empty rituals, or beliefs that limit an individual's personal experience of the divine. Genuine spirituality is a path of freedom, where the person is encouraged to seek the truth within themselves, based on love, charity, and fraternity. Religious institutions often fail to teach the fundamental values of Christianity, such as forgiveness, compassion, and unconditional love, focusing more on dogma than on living the principles of Christ. When religion becomes a source of division, prejudice, or control, it deviates from its original purpose of helping human beings connect with God and evolve spiritually. True spirituality must be inclusive, promoting unity between people, without imposing a single or limiting vision of God. God is universal and beyond any specific religion, with divine truth being a reality that cannot be confined to a single tradition or religious vision. All religions, in their deepest essence, seek the same goal, understanding the nature of God and returning to union with the divine. Different religions, in their diversity, represent varied ways of trying to achieve this goal, based on different cultural, historical, and spiritual contexts. To achieve true spirituality, it is not necessary to rigidly follow the precepts of a particular religion, but rather to live in accordance with the universal principles that permeate all religious traditions: love, compassion, justice, mercy, and forgiveness. Religions are alternative paths that lead to the same destination, the development of spiritual awareness and closer contact with God. This includes both traditional religions and more philosophical or spiritual ones, as long as, at their essence, they propagate the universal truth that all human beings are children of God and have the capacity to achieve perfection. Religious plurality should not be seen as an obstacle, but as a wealth that contributes to the diversity of spiritual experiences, allowing individuals to find the path that best suits their own evolution. Therefore, universal truth is not the exclusive property of a group, but is available to everyone who seeks wisdom and self-knowledge, regardless of the religion they follow. In the context of spirituality, sex is seen as a natural force that is part of divine creation. Sex should not be considered something dirty or sinful, as many religious traditions tend to teach. It is an expression of God's creative energy and, when lived consciously and respectfully, is a tool for spiritual evolution, allowing human beings to connect with their vital and creative energies. However, the unbridled search for sexual pleasure or power can lead to emotional and spiritual disturbances, diverting individuals from their divine purpose. Sex must be practiced with love, responsibility, and with the aim of promoting both physical and spiritual well-being. When sexuality is used selfishly or for manipulation, it loses its sacred character and becomes a source of suffering. Reincarnation is seen as a process where the spirit uses the physical body as a means of learning and evolution. Sexuality, in this context, is a part of the incarnation process and can be seen as one of the many aspects of the human experience, serving to teach the spirit to control its passions and desires. The rebirth process is an opportunity for the spirit to grow and improve its virtues, including wisdom about using sexual energy in a healthy and balanced way. Sex, far from being an element to be denied or repressed, is an energy to be understood and channeled responsibly. Spirituality must be understood as a personal and unique experience, which cannot be limited by the boundaries of any specific belief system. The universe is vast, and the ways of achieving divine wisdom are diverse, reflecting the needs, cultures, and histories of people. Each human being, on their journey of evolution, can find their own path to truth, being guided by different religious or spiritual influences, depending on their cultural background and past experiences. The plurality of beliefs is a wealth that can enrich human understanding of the divine and life, without generating divisions or conflicts. People must learn to respect and value different forms of spiritual manifestation, understanding that all beliefs can ultimately lead to the same universal truth. As humanity evolves, human beings will begin to realize that all spiritual traditions have something in common: the search for unity with God, love for others, and the practice of universal ethics. Instead of seeking uniformity, it is necessary to embrace diversity, celebrating the different forms of spirituality that reflect the infinite expression of God. True spirituality is not something that can be imposed from the outside, but must emerge from within each human being. The relationship with the divine is a deeply personal experience, which manifests itself in consciousness and everyday actions. Each individual, when seeking self-knowledge, finds their own path to truth, and this journey is unique for each being. The practice of love for others, compassion, and justice is fundamental to connecting with God, as these virtues are the closest to the divine nature. Through the awakening of consciousness to spiritual laws and universal truths, human beings begin to understand the meaning of life and the purpose of their existence. The connection with God does not occur through rituals or dogmas, but through the experience of these universal laws in everyday life. By relating to others in a harmonious way, human beings reflect the divine in their actions, getting closer and closer to their spiritual essence. This process of self-discovery and personal transformation is the true essence of spirituality, which manifests itself in concrete attitudes of love and respect for all beings. The experience with the divine, ultimately, is a journey of inner evolution, where each person must be responsible for building their own connection with God, guided by the light of truth and wisdom. If you liked this content and believe it can help more people, subscribe to our channel and like the video. Your registration and support are very important. Join our spiritual journey and share the light with others.